Howdy, 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 and welcome to WWW. What a week in wrestling. I am Adam the Wrestling Man, and we've got a jam-packed edition this week. News, reviews, including the recently done takeover, and Collector's Corner featuring some wearable merch and a couple of lovely elites for you. Let's kick off straight into the news, and Renee Young has reportedly handed in her notice to WWE. A huge loss, in my opinion, for WWE. I think she's one of the women that clearly displays that she's a fan. She's not just suddenly turned up in the business, and she knows what she's talking about, and there's a lot of fluidity with her talk. Also a great segment host, such as Talking Smack, which WWE appropriately have brought back immediately when she has handed her notice. Bit strange, that one. 14 rating, I believe SmackDown has now. I don't know if it's the whole of WWE shows, but is that the end of the PG era? Could we be seeing a little bit more of an edgy look to WWE soon? Hopefully, it needs it. A lot of people not liking Shawn Michaels this week due to the apparent no-selling on Raw in the incident with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. The way the segment was produced meant that Drew McIntyre needed to speak to Shawn Michaels after the event. Therefore, Shawn couldn't just lie on the floor and pretend he was dead. So for me, it wasn't no-selling. Shawn's facial expressions and the way he handled the punt were really good, in my opinion, and the production of it needed him to get back up. The Thunderdome debuted this week. A couple of interesting stills that I've seen from it with people apparently asleep. It's a good idea from WWE. There needs to be some kind of injection into it. It was getting a bit stale and a bit bland with people just banging on those plexiglass windows. It needed something, and at least they're trying, so kudos to them. Pro Wrestling Tees have announced that there will be a Euro shop starting in 2021. Fantastic news for us over in Europe, so we don't have to pay the charges to get them over, plus the possible custom charges. NXT UK is back on September the 17th. It was announced during TakeOver last night, and Tommaso Ciampa will be returning to NXT next week. So a couple of good returns there. Can't wait for NXT UK. Just hope they're picking up where it left off. Okay, let's kick off straight into the results. It'll be a bit quick flow until we get to TakeOver. So Raw, again, had quite a lot of matches this week. Apollo Crews defeated Shelton Benjamin, which led further on in the show to the three Hurt Business members defeating Apollo Crews, Ali, and Ricochet, which then led into Cedric Alexander winning the 24/7 title off Akira Tozawa. Angel Garza defeated Ivar. I'm not sure why he was against Ivar and not to do with the Street Profits. Strange booking in my eyes, that one. Natalia defeated Mickie James. Mickie James' big return. She didn't get an entrance because of the advert break, and she got beat in a couple of minutes with a rubbish move leading to a count out. Bit soft from WWE. What's she done? Who knows? Asuka and Shayna Baszler defeated Bayley and Sasha Banks. I still think there's going to be a twist in the tail as far as those tag team titles. I think they'll lose it in the upcoming week. Maybe not at SummerSlam, but maybe Raw or SmackDown. Could be to Asuka and Baszler. But we had the two other members of the Four Horsewomen appear, Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke. So maybe they'll get the victory for the tag titles. Take it in a bit of a different direction. Peyton Royce continued her fantastic run at the moment due to Vince's praise, defeated Ruby Riott, and the show ended with Montez Ford getting a bit of his retribution against Andrade. Probably going to lead to Garza and Andrade winning the tag titles at SummerSlam, I would imagine, because that's the big spot for Street Profits gone now. NXT, Johnny Gargano qualified for the ladder match by defeating Ridge Holland, and Velveteen Dream in the main event qualified also by defeating Finn Balor due to interference from Timothy Thatcher. Dakota Kai got a bit of a warm-up for her match at TakeOver by defeating Jessi Kamea. Good for WWE to do that, just show that Kai's got a realistic chance. Rhea Ripley and Shotzi Blackheart defeated the Robert Stone brand. Obviously they're pushing Ripley a little bit more now, but for me that it should have been the reverse decision. division. They need to push the Robert Stone brand a little bit more. And Legado del Fantasma defeated Breezango and Isaiah Scott to kind of build up the slow build of Santos Escobar versus Isaiah Scott. SmackDown debuted the Thunderdome that we've talked about. Big E defeated Sheamus. There was interference, and then Big E just got a lucky roll-up. They don't want to make Sheamus look weak yet. Nakamura and Cesaro defended their tag team titles successfully against Metallic and Lince Dorado of the Lucha House Party. There was a Beat the Clock challenge to see who will defend first at SummerSlam. Sasha Banks defeated Naomi, and then would Bayley do it in quicker time? No, because Naomi defeated Bayley. It was a good way to do the tension angle between Banks and Bayley, and it was a good way to give Naomi a little bit of a needed boost, let's say. And in the main event, no idea where this came from, but Jeff Hardy defeated AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know where to start with that. What's happening with AJ? Is he injured? Is he going off TV? Have they got plans to move him? Have they got plans to move him up to Universal title range? I don't know. Strange booking. We'll wait to see where that goes. AEW Dynamite is hot off the press. The feature to talk about first was Thunder Rosa, making her debut in a vignette and challenging Hikaru Shida for All Out. As I've spoken about for the past few weeks, AEW's women's division at the moment on Dynamite is pants. So maybe that'll be good. I've heard good things about Thunder Rosa in the ring, so looking forward to seeing that match. FTR defeated Private Party. FTR have now fully heel and have Tully Blanchard in their corner. 8-man tag. It was a real tag team event on Dynamite this week. 8-man tag. Natural Nightmares, Dustin Rhodes, QT Marshall, and the Jurassic Express defeated the Lucha Brothers and Butcher and the Blade. I was really confused as to why that happened, but then Eddie Kingston made his way out at the end and gave a kind of rallying speech about how Butcher and Blade and the Lucha Brothers should be better than they are, should be winning all the matches. So we got a new stable basically starting there. The Elite defeated the Dark Order with a little bit of a Kenny Omega snap at the end. Don't know what that means, so quite interested in that. Darby Allin defeated Will Hobbs. Diamante and Ivelisse won the women's tournament. I was going to say title tournament then, but it's not a tournament, not a title tournament, by defeating Brandy Rhodes and Ali. They've kind of come from nowhere in that one. Probably good for AEW because obviously Brandy and Ali are going to feud at some point, so at least they're boosting a couple of lesser known people, let's say. And in the main event, Brody Lee captured the TNT title by defeating Cody Rhodes clean in that match. There was a little bit of an Arn attack at the end. Ooh, I got visions of Neil Buchanan then in my head. Bit of an attack on Arn Anderson at the end and an attack on Cody. I think that'll probably lead to a bit of timeout for Cody Rhodes, maybe. Not too long, but a bit of timeout. And very good for the Dark Order, very good for Brody Lee. Okay, TakeOver. I was a little bit underwhelmed by TakeOver, if I'm completely honest. I was absolutely shattered, and I did fall asleep during it, so I've had to catch up this morning. But it was just a bit bland for my liking. Kicked off with the pre-show, Breezango defeating Britt Brawlers and Legado del Fantasma for the #1 contendership for the tag titles. I didn't realise this was pre-show. I thought it was on the main show. They put it to pre-show and gave it about 5 minutes. It was so rushed. Those three tag teams deserve another match. Finn Balor defeated Timothy Thatcher in a very technical match. It was not my cup of tea at all. I was bored stiff with this match. Some people will definitely disagree with me on that one, but it wasn't for me. North American title ladder match. It was good. It had some decent spots in it. It was going to come down to Damian Priest or Cameron Grimes winning. Damian Priest got the win. Rightly so. Let's see where they go with him. And the other competitors in that match, obviously, were Johnny Gargano, Velveteen Dream, and Bronson Reed, who again had a really good showing in this match and a fantastic attire that would make an awesome Elite figure, Mattel. Please do it. Adam Cole defeated Pat McAfee. Now, this match was really good in my eyes. It wasn't the greatest because some things were a little bit slow to actually happen. But obviously, Pat McAfee being new, it was going to be a bit. I can't think of my words. It was going to be a bit tainted by slowness. But once they got into the moves, some really good showings from both men on this. Adam Cole really selling the fact that he thought Pat McAfee did a lot better job than he thought he was going to do. So well done both men there. Women's title, Io Shirai defeated Dakota Kai. It was a decent match, this one, without really being spectacular. And yeah, it was good. It was the right decision. Io Shirai needs to carry on with that belt. And the NXT title. So this one had visions of an old Triple H Undertaker match, which they made clear it was the best match ever, where it was a move and then a gap. A bit of a break, a bit of a rest, a move, and then a gap. Keith Lee taking the right thing, coming out from the blocks really strong, then getting an injury early, a storyline injury early, and having to recoup from that all the way through the match. So it kept him looking relatively strong, and Karrion Kross just looked dominant in the match, and obviously came out the victor. It's been announced this morning that Karrion Kross actually suffered a separated shoulder in that match, so well done for carrying on. See what I did there? And yeah, it was a decent match. It wasn't really my cup of tea because it was 2 stop-starts. SummerSlam, I'm not going to go into the SummerSlam lineup because there will be a SummerSlam predictions video. If any of you watch the NXT TakeOver predictions video on my YouTube channel, I hope I do better today. Stars of the week, we have Shelton Benjamin, who was the star of the week. This isn't including TakeOver because I did this pre-TakeOver. Shelton Benjamin is the star of the week with a win and a loss on Raw. And the same people are stars of the year. McIntyre and Bayley for WWE and Cody and Hikaru Shida for AEW. Okay, on to Collector's Corner. So first of all, bit of merch, bit of attire. I'm not going to get my legs out, but I'm going to show you these fantastic Big Boss Man socks. These are well expensive on Euroshop, but I got them in the sale, so they were under £6, and I needed some new socks, and they do the job. They're really nice. I like them. A returnee. I bought a t-shirt just before he made his return. And just a nice t-shirt, one I can actually wear out and things like that. It's a Kalisto Lucha t-shirt. So, pleased with that one. I think that one was under £8 as well, which is really good. Picked up a couple of decent elites a couple of weeks ago, which I've not shown on the video. We saw in one of the shelves that made me that I've got a loose, classy Freddie Blassie. So I also decided to buy MOC as well. Not sure how that's going to go value-wise, but it's in my collection anyway. And the other one was personally one of my favourite figures. It's the NXT TakeOver Andrade. Obviously got my Angel Garza t-shirt on, got my Andrade figure. Good luck, boys, tonight. I think they're going to take the Raw Tag Team titles tonight. But yeah, this is a great figure. One of my favourite ever matches was from NXT TakeOver Philadelphia in 2018, just before the Rumble. And Andrade was absolutely spectacular in that match against Gargano. And I love this figure. I love this attire. I wish you'd kind of bring the attire back. And the very last one is right behind me here. If you watched my unboxing video, you'll have seen it already, but it's the Chalkline Ultimate Warrior WWF jacket. It's not one that I can wear, unfortunately. Saying that, I've not tried it on, but it's a medium and I'm a large. But look at it. It's absolutely beautiful. I've been meaning to pick it up for about 5 or 6 years, so really glad I've got that one. Right, that is it. Please check out on this channel later my SummerSlam predictions along with Jamie Wills and Jonathan Fenton, hopefully. And yeah, see you later.